Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 45 of Scion of the Dark House, a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition Gothic horror podcast. Because this is Gothic horror, some things may come up to a line for people, such as body horror, violence, gore, talk of trauma, child endangerment, and a variety of other things. If anything does come up to a line for you, please take a break. Your support means a lot to us, but so does your mental health. So last week, you guys ended up in the castle of Gloriana. You explored her various gardens and saw various magical creatures and wonderful flowers, finally making your way to the tower where the blue roses were. After finding some interesting information about Samantha, after nearly running into her, and narrowly escaping with the blue roses, you found yourself back in the Boeardlands. You were discovered by a group of chess people walking around who declared that the queens were missing. On your way to the castle that you were instructed to go to and report to, you found a copse of trees which happened to have another Fey domain in it, the domain of the Partridge in the Pear Tree, otherwise, known as Lord Bodecchelli, of which you talked to him to discover that the Boeardlands were currently being terrorized by the Harlequin. And apparently, the Harlequin has captured the two queens and are keeping them somewhere. You then reported back to the White Castle, where you relayed the information you've learned and were given quarters to sleep. Sleep came fitfully to most of you, save for Percy, who was accosted by one of the many voices in his head that offered to make a deal with him, to give him power over disease and plague. He ultimately rejected, whereupon the being said that his blood will be his downfall, and the symbol of Tharizdun was burned into his side. And that is where we pick up today's episode. In the morning, as you all wake up in the cold and empty room in the White Castle, you all still have a Harlequin to find that is somewhere around here. What would you all like to do?
Percy is gonna take a second. I think Percy probably has like his shirt pulled up and he has like his medicine kit. He's like kind of trying to treat this new little wound on his side. And I think he'll just be doing that until people wake up, because he's kind of maybe learned to not keep that hidden.
I wake up and I go, sounds like bacon.
Yeah, and he's dripping some sort of like
Smells
alcohol onto my side.
Smells like someone's made bacon.
Yeah, sort of. Someone speak to me last night.
Oh, what is that, Percy?
It's like one of the aberrations that they're speaking in common this time. I could understand it was. They said their name was the Queen of Poxes. Becker was their name, I think. They offered me a deal, like they always do, but this time it's different, I guess. I turned it down, and I guess this is my punishment.
Wouldn't we know what that symbol is?
Yeah, I think we've seen it a fair number of times.
Yeah. I'd be like, dang, that looks familiar. That's not a good omen.
No, I don't think it is. Oh man, it hurts like a bitch too.
You want a potion?
I think I'm okay. Thanks.
And we could try cutting it off.
Is just sort of. I don't think that's really a part there's much to cut off of.
Just a little bit of the skin.
I don't think
Then
I'm
we
gonna
can
trust
graft.
you to that.
Graft.
I think if I would go to the hospital for that if I was gonna do that. I'll talk to my mom about that when we get back.
Oh, but Percy, I wanted breakfast.
Oh, I'm just gonna put my clothes on and then finish dressing and go to the door and push it open. Is there like are there any like Boardland knights around or anything?
Oh yeah, there's lots of them around. You get the sense that they don't really sleep
Okay.
Or eat.
or eat. It's just continuous battle stations, deploy, battle stations, that kind of thing. So there's definitely a lot of various different pieces.
Yeah.
It's easy to identify the pieces now that you kind of see them in context. You do see a lot of pawns, which are the ones with the sort of turban-shaped helmet. You then have the knights, which are the ones with the horse helmets. You have the rooks, which seem to have towers for heads, and they're very tall and they have very big shields. And there are also bishops that have very similar sort of stone stoic faces in the miters, but their mouths don't move when they speak. There's no queen piece, and there doesn't seem to be a king piece that you can see.
So I just go, I figure there's no chef chess piece around here, is there?
Percy will pull out the basket of food from his parents, which is probably getting a little stale at this point, but it's still edible. We haven't eaten it yet.
I mean, we still have them chocolates too, right?
Yeah.
You do.
Okay.
We'll have a little quick sandwich breakfast. Once we all eat, is there someone we talk to, or do we just sort of go?
Well,
I don't know. They didn't seem particularly well informed, though perhaps while we were sleeping, they may have found something.
Yeah, true. I guess we should try to talk to them. I'll go to the nearest piece that looks of importance. It's like a bishop or a rook or a knight or something.
Right. Yeah, you find a rook that is kind of slowly marching around with its giant tower shield, and it kind of stops and turns and just kind of, you think it looks at you, but it doesn't really have a face. It's just a tower.
So, my friends are here to help with the queen situation.
Yes, we need all of the help that we can get.
Right. So do you want us to just go, or is there been any new information found, or?
There has been no new information. You may deploy at will.
Wonderful.
Didn't we all just get new spells for locating this thing?
What?
The Harlequin.
We did level up, and those of you who can change your spells each day may have done something. I can't change my spells at all.
I changed some of mine, and I acquired locate creature.
Nice.
So
probably a little far for you to cast that at the moment.
So in character, Lark will be like, Rerek, don't you see things before they happen, or you're some sort of seer or whatever passes for an oracle where you're from?
Yeah.
Magic us up some information. I'd do it if I could, darling, but my talents lie elsewhere when it comes to spell casting.
Okay.
Like making people stab their own friends.
Okay. Well, I can use locate creature, but a bit of fur from a bloodhound, but no.
I mean, you're probably a little far from that. Maybe we
It
could do,
might
an
be.
augury or something.
Augury.
We could, I mean, do like an investigation check outside, see if we could find a way to point ourselves, and then you can augury and see if that's a good direction.
Sure. I don't think I've ever used augury fully because it's like it's not really, but it's like
I mean, augury is like asking the DM for a hint, and you can do it as a
Yeah.
ritual, so it's not bad.
Yeah. Well, I think you can only do it once as a ritual. You have to have it prepared in order to do it as a ritual because he got it through the oracle thing.
Wow.
I guess we can just head to the front of the castle at first.
Well, we also,
what
if we think about it,
you got
Percy, shut the fuck up. If we think about it, the Partridge and the Pear Tree pointed out that our problematic little Harlequin friend, his domain is tied to a carousel. And if we think about the Partridge and the Pear Tree, the copse of trees looked different from everywhere else, so we at least have a hint that we're searching for something that would signify a carousel is here that doesn't look like it belongs to this.
Mhm. so, so what exactly do we have to do? Excuse me.
to get to the front of the castle.
Yes.
Are there like roads as options for us to choose, or
There doesn't.
Because I think the Harlequin's little pocket thing is also moving about, right? It's not in the same spot all the time.
You don't know. It could, it might not. But yeah, you don't exactly see roads per se. It's more of giant flat areas of sort of checkered patterned. There does seem to be a main road that presumably connects the White Castle to the Red Castle. You traveled down it when you saw Lord Bodecchelli's realm off the side of it. But there is no little paths that go off in other places. Everything beyond that just seems like it's all chessboard grass and topiaries and marble staircases that go down to other more uneven levels, presumably for ease of movement.
Can I get a bird's eye view of this place and see if anything's amiss?
I was gonna do Arcane Eye.
Oh, okay.
But that's a spell. You could go ahead and fly up.
Yeah, I would like to fly up. I would like to fly a certain distance up to get a good view of the landscape around us.
All right. Yeah. So you do fly up into the air and look out amongst the Boeardlands as it is. It seems the Boeardlands is more of a straight rectangle with a slight bend in it as it moves away from you. At the other side is a red castle. It's turned more sort of a pinkish, purplish color with the atmospheric perspective, but it is definitely the red castle. But it seems to be a little bit overgrown. You see vegetation around it, thorny vines and that sort of thing. The topiaries are not as well kept, at least the large ones are. There isn't a perfect divide down the center of the Boeardlands that says this is the territory of the white chess pieces and this is the territory of the red chess pieces. It's kind of more of a gradient. But you don't particularly see anything out of place. At this view, you probably would see Lord Bodecchelli's little copse of trees since it's not far off from the White Castle, but you don't really spot anything else. You'd probably have to get closer.
Okay. Fly back down. And just be like, well, I couldn't see anything particularly out of order from up there.
Should we go to the other castle? Do you guys want to try that?
I guess it's as good a start as any, but we're looking for the queens. I can't imagine they'd be in the castle.
I guess the people over there will just be the same as people over here when it comes to information. What to do?
Hey, it seems at this point our choices are simply to pick a direction and go.
Okay. 1 second. How far can 1,000 feet go? Can we just move towards the castle and I'll cast locate creature while we move towards there?
You can, yeah.
Okay. Let's do it.
Cool.
So that have like a radar on while we walk there. It's gonna be up for like what, an hour? Yep. It's an hour.
Okay. Yeah, so you could probably get pretty close to the red castle with locate creature up. Yeah, you could probably get pretty close to the castle with locate creature up. So what specifically are you targeting?
One of the queens is what I was thinking, because I have no idea what the Harlequin would look like or what it would be. So probably the queen, white queen.
Okay.
They'd be together anyway, if that's the case.
Right.
Cool.
All right. So yeah, you begin to head out onto the wide road that slowly works its way towards the red castle. You don't see much going on. It seems this entire land's sole purpose is to either fight the other side or right now to find the queens. Every effort is made towards that. You don't see a single other bit of wildlife anywhere as you continue walking along.
As we walk, Percy might be like, I'm not the best chess player in the world, but as I understand, the queen is the most powerful piece. So it doesn't really fare well for us if the Harlequin was able to capture 2 of them.
Also, it's hard to think a Harlequin would be on a chess piece. They are like a total outlier when it comes to this entire setting. Except the other one would be the Partridge.
Well,
No, I mean, you don't have to be from the Boeardlands to wind up in the Boeardlands.
That's true.
the Feywild is a land of outliers.
Yeah, but when you think about it in hierarchy and actual royalties, a Harlequin would actually be part of a court.
True.
But not in a chess piece, not as a chess piece. Just weird.
We just walk for the
So smart.
So we just walked for the full hour and didn't get any blips.
No.
Does it take an hour to get to the castle?
It's definitely taking more than an hour. The Boeardlands isn't by any means tiny.
Jesus. Okay.
But it is quite barren of just about anything. The two points of interest seem to be the two castles where all the pieces come from. And this is just a battlefield, like a chessboard, almost entirely empty, save for the pieces that are fighting. As you get closer to the red castle, you certainly see the topiaries begin to get thicker. The green begins to get darker. They start leaning. There starts to also be vines that grow up around some of the marble that are sort of thorny. You get the sense that this is a very different kingdom in a sense. of the Boeardlands. It's a little bit disorganized, a little bit in disarray as you get closer. I would like everybody to make a perception check.
Whoa, 17 plus 6.
Ooh.
So you got a
24.
19.
Lark got a 19, and I'll make one for our Jaegered buddy.
Mm-hmm.
My total is 23.
He only got a 15, so 15 for Arthur and 19 for Lark.
And what did you get, Percy?
19.
All right. So Arthur doesn't seem to notice this at first. But you all, as you're walking along, there isn't much distraction, but you see peeking around a corner back to you, pressed up against a hedge and peeking around it before running around the hedge and vanishing entirely, a small goblinoid-like creature who's wearing a colorful jester's outfit. You hear kind of a as it runs around the hedge, but it just seems to vanish.
Holy crap.
Were there bells jingling?
There were bells jingling.
Can I, oh God, can I do locate object for that? Like his outfit, since we have a piece of it, so we would know where he's going.
It is not the same outfit. You do not get anything.
Man, I should have waited to use locate creature.
Well, either way, this is the first non-chessboard
Thingy.
entity we've run into other than the Partridge. And if not the Harlequin in question, I still feel like beating up a clown.
It's already gone.
Yeah, it is already gone.
We go where it went. We follow it.
Oh wait, can we see if Jasmine can catch this Harlequin scent?
Yes.
Man.
Yes, you may.
Should have hunters some parchment.
Let me see if I can open it up. Hey, look, I still have access to our dear sweet Arthur's character sheet. Jazz makes this with advantage. That's only going to be a 16, though.
She does pick up on the scent. It is moving very quickly. And it is moving away from you towards the Red Castle.
Gosh dang. Let's run over there, guys. Let's go that way.
To the Red Keep.
Let me check the speed. Oh, okay. Somehow, despite the fact that it has these tiny little legs and it's this tiny little goblin thing, it's running just about as fast as you guys are. And you can actually see it as it's still running over the grass. It's not laughing anymore, but you still kind of hear the jingling of the bells as it keeps running.
Can Arthur hunters mark this mother?
Oh, yeah. We'll have Arthur.
Do it.
Hunter's Mark. As long as Arthur can get within 90 feet of him, I think he can.
I would say that's within 90 feet.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So Arthur's going to burn one of his first level spell slots to Hunter's Mark that mofo. And can Lark do anything to like stop him? Not particularly. Aw, shucks. We'll have Arthur Hunter's Mark him.
Yes.
So
So it
that
is
you don't
Hunter's
try.
marked, and it does keep running.
Wait, if it's within 90 feet of Arthur so that a hunter's mark will work on it, can I just Eldritch Blast it?
Yeah.
Because that is 120 range. Yeah, I'm gonna Eldritch Blast and
Don't
call.
kill it just yet. We're gonna question him.
I'm just gonna be like, stop in the name of
The
the
law.
Boeardlands.
Oh. Don't kill him. Also, I did my portents. I got a 19 and an 18.
Ooh.
Does a 24 and a 25 hit?
Yes, they do.
And that's gonna be 21 points of force damage.
Oof.
Just be like,
Yeah.
I don't want to have to hurt you, and whisper under his breath after calling it out yet. You should just stop.
You hit this thing and it just falls to the ground, slides across the mud for a little bit, and then just stops. It's no longer moving.
Ooh, I've either killed it or knocked it out. Percy, go see if it's dead.
God damn it, Lark! I just run up. And I get it. Is it still unconscious or dead?
Oh, you touch it, it's dead.
God damn it.
Well, it's dead.
As you roll it over, however, presuming that you're doing that,
Yeah.
as you look into its face, it's really bizarre. Its eyes are entirely full of terror, but its face is locked in a smile. A really wide, unnaturally wide smile with rows of sharp teeth. It's not like any other goblin that you've seen, at least from about the nose down, but its eyes are full of terror.
Well, it seemed like he wasn't having a great time.
You're kidding.
Percy, can't you can talk to the dead, can't you?
Yeah, I can. Why not? I'll burn a level 3 spell slot and cast Speak with Dead.
Ooh. I need to real quick pull that up. I think you get 5 questions.
So
Yeah, up to 5 questions. So you cast it on this tiny little body as its face, its smile doesn't go away. You see the muscles twitch as if it's trying to pull its mouth out of this smile. Its eyes look around, but it can't pull its mouth back. It's like it's permanently scraped back into a smile. And in this sort of weird, echoey, disconnected voice, you do hear it begin to speak. Where am I? What happened?
well, you're in the Boeardlands, I think it's called. And well, you're dead. Sorry about that.
Oh no. My family.
Do
Always
you
pulling on
remember?
fucking heartstrings?
do you remember how you got here? Or do you know that you're in this place?
Yes. It's so scary. I can't control myself. I heard laughing and I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do detect magic on him. Can I do detect magic on him?
Yeah, you can.
I mean, besides, will I see magic besides what Percy's using?
Yeah,
Hopefully.
you definitely see Percy's sort of necromantic magic kind of
Mhm.
swirling around it. You also see hints of other sort of necromancy and transmutation magic. In a very strange way, it's familiar to some kind of spiritual possession.
It seems like you've been under some type of control or possession.
Do you know where the Harlequin is?
He's near his carousel, just past my village.
Where's your village?
I don't remember. I spent so much time laughing and killing so much blood. My friends, my family.
Oh, he already killed his own friends and family. I'm reuniting him with them.
Good job.
I believe that was 3 questions.
I think that's 3, yes.
Oh shoot, I'm sorry. Did I use one of them? I didn't know.
So he doesn't know where his village is. I guess, what is the Harlequin doing?
I don't know. I don't know.
All right. Have you seen what the Harlequin is capable of? What makes it such a threat?
He has the carousel. It makes time stop or go faster or slower. That's all I know. Wait, what? It's so dark. Yeah. And he just goes still.
Yeah. Percy closes his eyes.
Can we put that in the bag, please?
Sure. Oh, guess what? I
No.
have Mage Hand.
He's a person.
Not anymore. He's dead.
Percy.
Yeah.
Lark's just gonna float over to Percy and do like a cheek pet, and he's just gonna be like, Percy, darling, if we show up empty-handed when we visit Grantler, it's not going to end well for any of us.
What happened to respecting the dead?
That's exactly what Grantler does. He turns them into something more worthwhile.
It is in the bag.
Oh my god.
Thank
Let's
you,
go.
Rerek.
You just see the legs kick up and slide down the opening of the bag as Rerek is just shaking it. Like,
I also already have Mage Hand, so I was like, ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling.
Oh, you learned it too.
Yes. I feel like shit without having that.
But Percy, you have to understand. Someone forced to mass murder their own family and friends and caught in the throes of agony and regret as they die. Chef's kiss to the garden.
And I'm guessing Arthur on this side is having a traumatic, I don't know, nervous breakdown because of what he just said.
Yeah, Arthur is kind of having a moment. He's probably standing maybe like 15 feet away, kind of hands on his hips, slightly bent over, staring at the ground or just off into the middle distance, just like having a full-on moment.
I just put my arm and all right, come on, bud. This is like, we gotta, I guess we can go to the Red Palace and see if the knights there know where the Goblin village is.
Yeah.
Or we could see if can Jasmine track the scent of this little fucker and see if he was going back somewhere he's come from before.
Like, I even made a drawing of that
motherfucker. Like the Harlequin even makes little outfits for his minions.
We have at least learned that the Harlequin can penetrate other people's minds and get them to do what he wants them to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably pertinent information for the mentally weak amongst us.
Where you're turning your head
or
towards
like you're a beacon of mental fortitude.
Well, I'm pretty sure Percy's had so much practice because of all those things in his head.
I should have an advantage.
Yeah. And I have 0 charisma.
No, Lark's looking probably at Arthur when he says that about people with weak mental fortitude. And when Percy implies that it would be Lark, Lark's just going to be like, darling, I'm not the one who fell for a ghost's paltry illusion back at the house, am I?
I'm still salty about that fruit salad not being real.
Actually,
Let's just go
no,
find this
in a-
goblin village.
In a strange way, Arthur and I might be the most safe out of all four of us.
Yes. Let's go. Jasmine in the background. I was like, y'all are like pussies.
I would think I would.
I'm the
when
cat.
We go in. If Rerek and I cast protection from evil and good, I would think that would protect us from being possessed by it.
Yeah,
Yes,
we
it
both
would.
have it.
Mhm.
When should we cast them?
Probably when we're about to go in. When that's for 10 minutes, I think.
But,
But did Jasmine pick up anything, or should we go talk to the knights?
I mean, either way, he was running towards where the knights are anyway.
Okay,
Sure.
Well, he was running towards the Red Castle, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, is my detect magic still on? Because I want to see if that same magic is on those knights. The transmutation possession.
Yeah, your detect magic would still be up.
Okay, let's just hurry.
Yeah, you probably have maybe 6 minutes of the spell left at this point, give or take.
Okie dokie.
And
Let's.
can we have Jazz keep her nose out for any more scent of this horrible little goblin we just murdered?
Yeah, certainly.
Well, yeah.
So yeah, you guys continue your way along the road up to the Red Castle. The drawbridge is down and the portcullis is up. The walls are growing with these thorny vines and the various different leaves, possibly from overgrown topiaries. There are cracks in the wall, towers lean this way and that way. It's a wholly different aesthetic. Whereas most of the sort of pieces were marching around in the White Castle in groups and platoons and finely ordered, and their weapons were up or away. These ones look like they're prowling. They have their weapons drawn. They look like they are searching, and they are not ordered in any way. However, Rerek, as you get close enough, right before your spell goes out, you do not see any of the similar magic on them. They are free of that magic that you saw on the little goblinoid creature.
I feel significantly less safe in this castle.
You're muted.
I'm sorry. We're relatively safe considering they don't have the same spell on them. They're not possessed, but they all look like.
Can Jasmine scent check and see if there's any sign of the old dead goblin in the air, like he was sticking around the place?
Sure.
That's gonna be a 15.
Strangely enough, she does catch a faint whiff of it, but it's more of a pervasive scent that has been here for some time. And it might not be the same goblin, but it is a similar one.
So I'm assuming Arthur probably translates that to the rest of us, and Lark's gonna be like, oh joy, there's more of them. And they're hiding around the castle.
How big is the inside? Are we indoors?
Not yet. You're still outside of the gate, but it seems to be about the same size. It's almost an exact replica of the other castle, just reversed and
red.
also kind of crumbling in red.
Well, should we go talk to one of them?
Yes. Let's try.
Go in and find one of someone to talk to.
Yeah, as you head in, you see one of the knights prowling around, and it kind of slowly turns, and it just yells, "Halt! Who are you and what is your business?"
Oh, darling, don't worry. We're just a casual group of adventurers helping you solve your own problems.
It
Exactly.
starts to come closer, and it doesn't seem to like put down its weapon or get any less aggressive. It still keeps stepping towards you.
Oh, sweetheart, we already heard about the little armistice between white and red, and the whites have asked us to help find the queens, so we're helping find the queens. We're on the hunt, as it were.
Perhaps you are, but stay out of our way. We are doing our own investigation. We do not need your help.
Oh, darling, you could use every little eye and ear, and Mark's gonna pat Jasmine with a mage hand nose you can find.
We will suffice. Leave the premises of this castle immediately, or we will be using deadly force.
Oh, now, darling, can't we talk to somebody a little higher up in charge? You're just a knight, right?
It doesn't respond.
Okay.
It just keeps getting closer with the mace.
To speak to the manager.
Can I pull out the goblin out of my bag and be like, was around the premises? That way. And there might be more of them that way.
Like when Rerek pulls the goblin out, Lark's gonna be like, see, we've already killed one of the Harlequin's little henchmen, and we've tracked it back to here.
Are you making insinuations about us? Have you
No,
been
not about
poisoned
you.
by the thoughts of the white chess pieces on the other side?
Oh, don't be so dramatic and just let us see where the Harlequin may or may not be holding up around here.
You dare make insinuations about our castle?
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Lark, maybe turn up the charm a little bit more. Stop insulting the man.
I would never insinuate that your castle wasn't anything more beautiful than it was. Honestly, I prefer it to the White Castle. The White Castle's a little too orderly, if you ask me. Everyone has to love a little bit of pizzazz. Now, be a dear and just put the mace down and help us find someone who can point us, please. You
I
can
will
trust
put down
me.
the mace when you leave.
Do you happen to know where a goblin village is around here?
No, there are no goblins around here.
It's kind of look at the goblin in your hands. And I'm like,
What?
I don't think this is going to be any help. Why don't we go?
Fine.
Can we sneak in? Is there a way to sneak in?
Yeah.
Hi.
He does
Doodle.
continue like walking after you until you get outside of the gate. And then he just turns and walks back into the courtyard of the castle.
Well, that was disappointing.
That's the white piece about us. Well, I don't know if there's really a need to go in, is there? We already know that the Goblin Village is near the Harlequin's carousel, not the castle.
Well, we have no idea if the Harlequin's carousel is still near an actual goblin village. The dead little one said that he slaughtered his family and friends. Best bet is the madness that the Harlequin instilled in him wasn't making him a very reliable narrator.
Probably. Jeez, am I gonna have to burn another?
Then what,
Oh, yeah. Not
what should
yet.
we do then?
I do think, though, that if Jasmine smelled more scents similar to the goblin throughout the castle, we need to snoop about, regardless of what the red pieces say.
Yeah.
Well, none of us are particularly good at snooping. you besides Arthur. But
How high is the wall? Because I can make an arcane eye that can float about and just have it serve like kind of like a drone, but only up to 30 feet.
Well, I think you can move it 30 feet at a time. I don't think it's limited to 30 feet.
Okay.
Percy, give yourself more credit, darling. We literally snuck our way through a Sealy Archfey's courtyard, grounds, and garden without being detected. I think we can handle
one
half
could
of
liken
it.
that more of a comedy of errors than
Okay.
a successful infiltration.
So I can move it 30 feet at a time, and it can only see 30 feet in any direction. Can I do this? Can I
Yeah.
survey the area with this for about an hour?
Yeah, you certainly can. As you cast your sort of arcane eye,
I go, "Brooklyn, Brooklyn."
you all watch as his eyes just go white as he continues to focus on this arcane eye. It does take a while, but you float the eye over the wall and down into this disorderly garden with tilted hedge mazes and thorny vines, pieces marching this way and that. And eventually, I'm going to need you to make an investigation check.
Ooh, okay.
But while Rerek is taking like an hour to do this,
20.
it's like
Oh, sorry.
Woo!
small talk and be like, so
26
your
in total.
Grandfather. It's like, he's a gardener.
Can I if he's taking an hour to do this, can I do it as a short rest and turn 2 spell slots into sorcery points, by the way?
Sure.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Oh wait, so what's Percy
He's
asking
like,
Lark
so your
about?
grandfather's a gardener.
Say that. Wait, say that again. Actually, I couldn't
A
hear you.
gardener. Your grandfather is a gardener.
Yes, Grandther's full title is Tender of the Garden of Regrets, so he gardens.
Wow.
Wonderful.
Okay.
So what's
20
taking Rerek so long?
26 investigation.
All right. As you are floating around, you do see in one of the very back sections of the garden, there is a topiary shaped like a horse head, like the knight piece. You've seen similar ones, but this one seemingly tucked inside of the base of it, you see an old carousel horse.
Okay, Blade.
Tucked away inside of this topiary.
Okay, so can I look some more before the hour ends, and then I'll let them know about what I found?
Yes. You don't see anything else around. Just more vines, more topiaries, more chess pieces. It seems to be the only carousel horse in the garden.
Okay. So I stop it. My eyes are back. Hi. And then I tell them, yo, I think I know where there. I don't know exactly if I found the carousel, but I think I found a clue inside this red castle. And then I just tell them about what I saw.
I mean,
So there's a carousel horse in the garden, but not the
Yeah.
whole carousel.
A carousel horse that looks really old under a topiary shaped like a horse. So many horses.
did any of you fail to notice that the Partridge and the Pear Tree's copse of trees looked a lot bigger from the inside than the outside, though?
True.
Yeah.
So
I'm just saying it sounds like a likely impossible little portal,
A doorway.
a doorway, an entryway.
right.
It might be. So we really do have to get in there. How do I make a distraction? Do I explode one of these towers or what?
Or maybe we could just sneak in.
We could sneak in or catch fire to the front side of the garden and go around the back.
Oh,
Cause enough of a distraction to draw some of the red pieces away, and we have to fight some of them. We have to fight some of them.
okay. Well, or we can let them in on what we found.
They don't seem particularly cooperative.
That's
I'm
true.
going to, honestly, darling, the one that we ran into didn't fall for my silver tongue. Do you think I can get any of the rest of them to do it?
No.
And no offense, lovers, but I don't think any of you are quite as good at talking around things as I am.
I literally have 0 charisma. No, wait, I have a +1 now. Never mind.
He's studying under me. I'm so proud.
How about commissioning the white pieces to come over here? Not commissioning, but like asking them to come here.
Based on the reaction from the red piece that we ran into, I don't think they're going to take a bunch of white pieces showing up quite favorably either. So that could be a good distraction.
That's what I was going to say.
Oh, Rerek, you're so smart.
I know.
So much walking, though.
Oh, if only.
I mean, we can fly.
Kinda.
How long does it actually take to go back to the White Castle, or the distance between them?
Probably about an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes, depending on how fast you walk.
Okay. What to do? What to do, boys?
I think I would rather pin the tail on the proverbial donkey while we can actually find it still, and not risk that little bastard slipping away if we travel back.
Yeah, the sooner we can do it, the better.
Plus, sorry, Percy, you can talk.
No, I just said okay. That's all.
Oh, okay. Every minute that we waste in the Boeardlands is another minute that gives the sweet summer court more of an opportunity to find us after our little trick on them.
Yeah.
So I'd feel much safer even getting into the hag domain next door than I am here.
Yeah. That painting behind you is so distracting. Let's
Lark just looks at there's a painting behind me?
how about let Arthur do.
Let's sacrifice Arthur. He runs in by himself.
No. Let's have him do some espionage through the castle and find a better route so we can sneak in.
Yeah, maybe Jasmine, could she like hunt down the route that the goblin could have used to get in and out of the castle?
Yeah.
Could that be a thing?
Investigation.
Sure.
Would it be an investigation, or if she's using her nose, could it be a perception check?
You know what? Yeah, we'll do a perception check.
Cool, because she gets advantage on those because of smell.
Mm-hmm.
That is, so we're going to take the 17 plus 5 is a 22.
Sniffing around, there is a little whiff, Arthur relays, that there's a little whiff of the scent that seems to be on the outer wall of the castle.
Ooh.
And you follow it to, surprisingly, a small, maybe goblin-sized hole that was created by removing the bricks delicately from the wall. It is only about as big as a goblin kind of crouching down and crawling through. So about 3/4 of this team won't be able to fit through it.
Jeez.
Or it's just going to be like, brilliant, and start like, I mean, I have to land, unfortunately, but.
Yeah. We just go.
Oh, yes. Why are you all so tall?
Clearly, we are the outliers in this situation. Yes.
Okay.
Is this? So, what's this wall made out of, Spencer?
It seems to be made out of a sort of marble brick.
Oh,
Can
wow.
I use well, first of all, can I like peek my head through to see if there are any red pieces nearby?
Sure.
I would like to investigation, perception. What do you want me
Perception.
to? That's going to be an 18.
Wow.
As you
Yeah.
kind of peek through, you do see a huge rook standing with its back to the hole, but then it walks away.
I'll
That's
wait.
nice.
I'll wait for it to walk far enough away that I don't think it'll notice anything happening.
Hmm.
And yeah, Lark's gonna just whisper back. There's one there, but he's leaving. And then can I try using mold earth to start moving some of the bricks away? Because I'm a multi-classed. I'm a multi-classed caster. I have enough cantrips that I can throw. I'm low-key the avatar just from my cantrips.
Yeah.
So can I try to mold earth and see if I can loosen up some of the bricks with it?
Yes. I will say it is a bit of a struggle. You can't seem to get the spell to latch onto the bricks, but the mortar, on the other hand, in between them,
Yeah.
you
Okay.
can.
Can I
You
jiggle
slowly
it?
begin to push the mortar, and the bricks begin to slowly slide out of their positions. It will probably take you a good maybe 10 minutes of casting to get a big enough hole. And that's just to get the bricks loose. The bricks still need to be pushed out of position, and they're pretty heavy.
Maybe you need some lube.
Of all the people to make that joke.
Hmm?
Lark's just gonna be like, I can help out a little bit, and he's gonna just start molding earth the mortar around things to loosen them up. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Be like, you all should at least crouch so we don't have to make this hole that big. Crawl if you have to.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, it does. Actually, if you guys can make a strength check, those of you that want to push the bricks out of the way or
Oh,
lift them out of the way, since they are kind of heavy bricks.
strength check.
I have a 16.
19. Oh my god, my rolls.
Should I have Arthur do one too?
I mean, if you think Arthur would help.
Yeah, probably. Oh, he got a nat 1. He's weak as shit.
Ooh,
They pulled the bows.
yeah, he's struggling to pull one brick. Meanwhile, Rerek just takes 2 bricks and just slides them out onto the ground. But yeah, you eventually manage to get a hole that is big enough for all of the members of the party to crawl through. And I'm assuming you move through the small crawl space that has been left.
So I was the one who peeked through. On the other side, we're in a garden still, right?
Yes.
Can I like maybe druid craft before we go through to provide a little bit more coverage from some, because it's a wild garden in the red castle. I just want to make a little bit more, however much I can by casting druid craft once or twice, just to, hopefully give a little bit of coverage. Or I guess I could
Yeah.
use mold earth. I don't know. That'd probably look more suspicious if suddenly there's a pile of dirt.
Yeah.
Never mind. I just thought that through. Also, yeah, Druidcraft lets me make flowers bloom. I don't think it's going to let me make a
I think it
shrub
can make
fall.
vines. It doesn't just make things bloom. It can make things grow.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that then and just be like, meh, 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 meh.
Yeah, if you only do it a few times, you don't get as many vines, but you do get some vines that kind of climb up, and it does give a tiny bit of cover, but maybe not as much as you'd like.
Lark's just going to look back and be like, why the fuck are you all so tall?
Why are you so short?
All right, so where is this carousel?
That way. So the furthest corner of the castle.
Yeah, so you do manage to make your way pretty quickly through the garden, and it's actually surprisingly not that far away. Just a single twist and turn over these hedges that are surprisingly low, and you're at the sort of leaning horse topiary, and indeed, right there, tucked in the shadow and crammed into the topiary itself, is a carousel horse.
Cool. Can we reach it yet? Are
Yeah,
we like
you
close enough?
can reach in.
Okay.
There is also a patch of the wall that is covered with leafy vines.
Okay. Can I reach into it and see if something's gonna happen? Whack.
It does pass through the vines as if there's nothing behind it.
Okay, cool. Doorway, dude. There it is.
Portal.
Yes.
I think you all should gird your loins before we go in there.
It's always girded.
Percy casts protection from good and evil on himself.
I don't know if I need that yet, but
Arthur definitely pulls out his bow. I don't know if we're going to need it, but
he hasn't had his alcohol.
yeah, he's been sober this whole time, just pissed.
I feel like Lark's gonna do whatever like the Fey equivalent of the sign of the cross is he's just like, Queen, guide me. By Queen, specifically.
I'm just ready to blast something. Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it would probably be like crescent moon over the face.
You go.
Would be some
Something along
minor
those lines.
illusion, so it's like
Please go. Ooh.
he'll do that with like minor illusion to make it look like he's tearing a little rip of night sky in a crescent shape in front of him.
Wow.
Mhm.
And he's just gonna be like,
All right, let's go. Vámonos.
So you push through, and it is thick foliage and vines as you push your way through. As you keep going, moving significantly slower, you do begin to find things in this tangled knot of vines. Your foot kicks a metal box that pops open. It seems to be a jack-in-the-box.
Oh, I hate those.
You
things.
you move aside a puppet hanging from the vines with your hand. You find blocks on the grounds that you step on and almost grind into the dirt. You bump the vines and a ball bounces away. The farther you get in, the more and more toys there seem to be tangled up in the vines until finally you push yourself out to the other side. You do see on either side, growing up into almost a circle, are these tangled vines filled with various toys. It is twilight, just about. There is a sort of purplish and bluish light to the air. And there are little motes of light that kind of flicker and float this way and that way as you walk through. And you see more toys than just jack-in-the-boxes and blocks. You see enlarged chess pieces that have been tangled up in the vines. You see dolls of various types. You see rocking horses, some of them beautifully carved, some of them just what a poor child would use. You see all kinds of toys tangled up in these vines. And beyond it, you see a forest. And not much more.
Okay. It's a lot larger in here than I thought it would be.
I suppose this explains why the queens were abducted, though, at least from some regards.
Well, maybe the red one, but how do you get the white one?
He probably wanted a matching set. Look at how many things that. So they're like chess people here, right? Or huge chess pieces caught.
Huge chess pieces, not living knights, but like chess pieces.
Oh, I totally went like, oh, these are just dead chess people.
No, there doesn't seem to be dead chess people. They are chess pieces.
That would be so dark. Okay. Forward to the forest.
Yeah, shouldn't.
Okay.
Can
I mean,
make
we
a
might-
perception check for, I don't know, in the forest? Can I hear faint calliope music or like flashing lights or something?
Sure. Anyone who wants to make a perception check can make a perception check.
Arthur and Jasmine should. Or what's the smell thingy that she does?
Yeah, Jasmine can scent.
She has a 15.
I'll do it too, because I have advantage.
Jazz got an 18 on a smell check. Instead of perception, can I like investigate this area that we've come into to see if anything's like particularly standing out?
Arcana check. That's not what I want to.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not particularly good at it. I'd probably be better perceptioning, but I feel like Lark's kind of just poking around, looking at all these toys that the Harlequins collected.
Mhm.
Oh, we got a nat 1. Cool.
It's a lot of toys.
There's the toys.
I want to do an Arcana check just to see if I'll be able to maybe if there's any magic in use around or the carousel, if we can spot it.
I mean, Arcana checks aren't detect magic,
What is it?
but
What is it about? Or if I'm familiar with this, whatever.
Well, now that we're in his subdomain, you should probably be able to locate creatures or objects far easier.
Oh yeah.
Oh. I'm out of those.
Oh.
I'm out. I've used it twice. I used Arcane Eye and Locate Creature already.
Oh. Well,
Um,
then I guess just into the forest we go.
yeah, I'll just do a quick perception check just in case.
Okay, so 18 from Arthur and Jasmine for their smelly perception check.
6. Plus 6, it's 12.
there is definitely a path that seems to be leading through the forest. And typically paths have somewhere to go. Jasmine does definitely begin to smell a larger group of these goblins in the forest, deeper in.
So the Harlequin has a thing for goblin servants. Good to know.
All right, onwards.
Should I grab one of them, more of them, and put them in my bag? No, let's not do that. It's stupid.
I mean, if any of them tell a sob story as they die, I'd appreciate it if you shoved a body in your bag afterwards, but one should be more than enough.
Okay.
You continue up the path into the forest, and you notice a slight shift. It's not toys that are seen around here. It's teapots and teacups. You pass by a small grotto where there seems to be a stone teapot with moss growing over it, pouring pure water into a moonlit grotto. You see flowers that actually bloom in the shape of teacups. And if you reach down and touch it, you realize they are actual teacups. The petals are made out of fine china. There are teapots and teacups everywhere in the pattern of this place. And you soon come to a clearing with a sort of hill in the center of it. And then at the top of the hill is a village. Every house is a teapot. Some of them are tall, some of them are short and squat, some of them are thin, but they're all teapots. But there are no lights on. It's eerily quiet. And as you walk towards it, you do see a single, what Jasmine relays through Arthur is it smells like the goblins. It has a very simple sort of peasant's outfit on, but it has a large teacup that it's wearing for a hat. And it's just standing there, facing away from you, looking off into the woods.
It's alone with no other goblins.
Right, it's alone with no other goblins.
Can I whisper to Arthur and be like, does Jasmine smell other goblins, or is he actually alone?
What was that?
Does Jasmine smell other goblins, or is he actually alone?
She smells other goblins in the village, but not around here.
We have to go past this guy.
Yeah, he's standing at the side of the road.
Hello?
Excuse us, darling. Lark's gonna reach out with mage hand and just kind of like tap this goblin on the shoulder.
The goblin turns around, its eyes wide as it just removing his hands, and blood just gushes out before it
Oh, what the
falls
fuck?
face first onto the dirt.
I just go, what the fuck was that?
I didn't do it this time.
There's no sob story. I
It's
guess
just dead now. What? I look. Is there anything around? I got a little perception, I guess.
Sure.
Hey, I'll try to perceive this time too.
17. Do I see anything?
I only got a 9.
I'll do one too. You know, why isn't Arthur throwing a freaking die?
No, he's actually. Whenever you want him to, I've just been having Jasmine do it because Arthur himself sucks at perception.
Why?
Yeah, he does.
Well, he gets +5, so I'll have Arthur do a check. But like, Arthur doesn't have good wisdom.
Yeah.
Is it his because of his trauma?
Yeah, Arthur got a 7. We made Arthur do one. Jasmine got a nat 20 though.
Okay, I have a 10. Amazing.
The cat can smell everything.
Yeah. Her nose kind of perks up, and Arthur goes, she smells blood and fur in the village, but only goblins.
As far as we can tell, there's nothing here that we can see that did this to the goblin.
No?
Can I see if that guy has the same spell as the other goblin on it?
As you look at his face, no. There is no wide, creepy smile.
Oh,
There's definitely fear in the eyes, and his mouth is open in horror, but there's no smile.
You don't suppose that these are all the people that other goblins slaughtered, are you?
oh.
Or do you?
He did say that Calliope distorts time. It's only been a few mere moments here.
That's true. Okay,
Mhm.
where do we go next?
Keep going.
Do we go? Do we go to the direction that this body fell into?
We guess into the town, right?
Yeah, let's go.
Or wait, was this body looking to the town or looking to the path beyond the town?
Well, the path goes through the center of the town. So if you have the path going through the center of the town, it was standing off to the right and looking vaguely off to the right, probably somewhere around 45 degrees, just into the woods.
Okay. Okay, well, to the town.
Surely more corpses.
As you get up to the town, it is eerily quiet. You do start to see blood splattered everywhere. Bodies of these various goblins laying on the ground. Some of them have chipped or broken teacup hats. Some of them, their teacup hats are still intact. It seemed to have once been a very peaceful village. But whatever happened here, there was not a lot of survivors. In fact, you do even see as you pass through the movement of a curtain. As you swear, you see eyes staring out at you before the curtain is flung back into place.
Did anyone else see that?
Yes.
Yeah. Looks like there's some survivors.
Should we knock on their door? I'm knocking on their door.
Okay.
Knock, knock.
There's no response.
Knock, knock, and then they kick the door open.
You kick the door open. It takes some of the teapot with it. It seems these houses are literally made out of china. Part of the teapot goes with it as it clatters to the ground, and you see hunched inside about 12 of these goblins that all huddle together in fear.
I'm so
One of them
sorry.
pulls their teacup hat down. The others, they're all hiding behind furniture. They're all hiding just
So I go,
as well as they can in the dark.
be not afraid.
I'm so sorry. That was a bad introduction. Hi, we're not here to hurt you. We're here to stop the Harlequin.
And then as he's talking to them, I started to like mend, like part by part, mend the thing.
Are they even responding to these
Yeah.
guys speaking common?
No, they still have that terrified look on their face. It's hard to tell without an insight check whether or not they understand the common that's being spoken or they're just too terrified to react.
Why don't you-
check them?
I'll roll an insight. Oh god. Unnatural 20.
I got. Wait, that's Arthur's sheet. Lark's sheet. I think. Yep. I got a 19. Not quite as good.
Both of you see, as you look around, these ones at least, they don't seem to understand common.
Let me try.
Maybe
So
you
in
should.
Sylvan, Lark's just going to be like, can you all understand this?
He had
They all still just, at this point, they start cowering even more.
just calm them down already, Percy.
Do any of you, back to common, does anybody here speak Goblin?
No.
Mhm. I speak Espanol.
Does Arthur speak Goblin?
Probably not.
Where the fuck does he keep his
They
languages?
didn't even register the Fey speech.
I don't think they spoke. They did
Sylvan
respond to Sylvan.
I was gonna say,
scared.
Arthur should have, but that's kind of, he didn't grow up with elves, so.
Try to say something calming. If it doesn't work, I'll cast calm emotions.
So back to, I'll try Elvish this time.
Rosie, can you talk to them?
I don't think I can.
Okay, great. I'm still mending this thing.
In Elvish, Lark's going to be like, we're not here to hurt you.
No response. They still cower.
In Sylvan, he's going to say, we're not here to hurt you.
No response.
Yeah, they
In
don't, they don't
Abyssal,
speak my language.
Bunch of hits and misses. All right.
in Abyssal, I go, calma por favor.
I have
They don't seem to respond. They still seem to be cowering. And at this point, they are still like moving to the back of the room as much as they
Show them the
can.
all my
corpse of the one we
spells.
killed.
No, do not
Jesus.
do that.
If it was a mass murderer terrorizing their town, hey, maybe they'd be more likely to be less scared if it's
Fine.
dead?
I will cast tongues on. Do you want it on me or you, Lark? Tongues.
Well, who do you think can charm them better, darling?
I give Lark a little pat on the back and cast tongues on him.
So does this mean I can speak and understand everything?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
For about an hour, right?
Mhm.
So this time, I guess, in magical goblinoid, Lark's gonna be like, "Can you understand me now?"
At this point, you do see one of them kind of peek up a little bit more, and they go, "Why are you here?"
We're currently hunting a particularly nasty little clown.
Oh, he's scary.
Yeah.
We ran into a goblin who he seems to have possessed. Don't worry, he's no longer a problem if you're worried about that.
Oh, no, they're still here.
How many of them are there?
We don't know.
Could you? My apologies. You can call me Lark. How long have you been harassed by the Harlequin exactly?
We don't know. He was here, but he didn't do anything. But then they came. The Nilbogs.
What are nilbogs, darling?
They're spirits.
So the people killing goblins outside aren't clown goblins, it's nilbogs.
They could be any one of us.
Anyone in this room?
Yes.
Back to common, Lark's gonna translate what's going on and be like, they say that the Harlequin didn't harass them, but after the Harlequin showed up, spirits called nilbogs did. That possess people. Probably a bit of trickery.
Just goblin spelled backwards.
Oh, you're
Wow.
right.
So smart.
This entire dimension is just nonsense, and I want you to understand that.
Okay, well, then that must be the same kind of magic that this dead goblin has, right? To detect magic and all of
Back to Goblin, Lark's gonna be like, could you tell us where the Harlequin is, where he wound up?
The one that was talking feebly points, and it looks like it is in the same direction that you're heading.
Okay.
He kidnapped the teacup princess.
Ooh, the teacup. Do I know anything about a teacup princess?
I mean, you can make a history check.
Oh, that's a big old 6.
Yeah, no. She's probably a minor Archfey, probably the Archfey of this realm.
Oh, your teacup princess. Translates it back to common for everybody else. He's kidnapped her, and now he's harassing you with some nilbog-possessed goblins. Nasty piece of work. How dangerous would you say this Harlequin is exactly?
Very, very dangerous.
Splendid.
Your detect magic, Rerek,
Mm-hmm.
picks up 3 presences.
Okay. Can I pinpoint them?
Yes. There is one down the street from you. There is one across a row of houses, and there is one outside in the woods.
Are you going to tell us that?
Yes, but they're nilbogs, right? The possession thing.
That's what we
Do
get.
I know that? Do I know that?
Yeah.
You were just told about them, so yeah.
Okay. No, I mean, do I know that those things are specifically those nilbogs?
I mean, you can probably safely assume that, seeing as how the similar creature.
And similar magic, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. There seems to be 3 of them around here. Not too close, but yeah.
None of the ones in front of us.
None of them. They're all safe.
It seems like all of them are safe inside this particular teapot that you're speaking to.
Lark will relay. My friend over here is a mighty wizard who has informed us that none of you are nilbogs, but there are 3 nearby.
And they all
Yes, yes.
start
Continue
cowering.
hiding, darlings. Just a little bit of curiosity on my part. Which high court does the Teacup Princess and your people lean towards? Just so I know.
The teacup princess oftentimes has tea with Queen Titania.
Oh, of course she would, darling. Well, best of luck.
And at that point, they all cower.
Back into common, Lark's gonna look at everybody else and be like, the Harlequins kidnapped some Sealy Archfey. I couldn't care less, but we do need to fetch the 2 queens of the Boeardlands to get out of here.
Right. Should we deal with those 3 little nilbogs, or should we just press on?
Might as well deal with them.
You did kill them with just one
Yeah.
Eldritch Blast, so.
Oh, while I still have tongues up, back to the goblins. Does your teacup princess have a palace of her own somewhere, or her own little teacup hut?
She used to run the carousel.
Oh, the kettle. Where is the kettle?
Carousel. Sorry.
Oh, carousel. Sorry.
Yeah, it's the
Oh,
carousel.
I heard kettle too.
Yeah, I heard kettle as well.
I think my audio glitched because I got a little
Yeah.
notification.
Because I thought it would be like really funny if it's called the castle is called a kettle.
Oh, so she
Yeah,
ran a
so.
carousel. So back to common, Lark's gonna bring that point up and be like, I wonder if the Harlequin managed to snipe her own seat of power out from underneath her. Could explain the carousel bits and pieces.
That's. I guess let's just go take care of these last little bugs. Try to deal with the Harlequin.
Nilbog time?
Little bug time.
Can we keep their bodies, though?
We already have one. He was so sad. Isn't that enough?
Well, depending on how sad the rest of them are.
You want to interview him before killing him?
Don't you do that?
Huh? I guess we just did that earlier.
All right, Rerek.
A little exit
lead the
survey.
way.
Like, you're about to leave this mortal plane. How do you feel?
How would you rate your experience?
How likely are you to recommend living?
Your response is very important to us.
What do you feel about a severance package?
Nilbog hunting.
That's
So
cool.
the first one is pretty easy to find since it's just down the road. You all look down the road a little bit and you do see a goblin creature with a teacup hat that seems to be crouched over the body of another one. And as you get closer, you begin to hear this sort of
Nice.
Well,
sort of noise.
Disgusting.
should we do a little team attack? Everyone get your cantrips ready.
It stands up and turns around, and you see that same smile on its face, except this time its eyes are bright yellow. And
Jaundice.
its pupils are very tiny. And it just stands there with blood all over its face as it seems to be holding a dismembered arm of another one of the little goblins. And it just stands there. And we're going to end the episode there on that cliffhanger. So everyone, join us next week to see just how the Nilbog fight goes down. And I will see you all in about 5 minutes.